terms of a scheme? I mean, keep what you guys were doing, or go to 4 linebackers or 6 linebackers? Or what's the plan?
Yeah, let's get 7 linebackers on the field. No, you know what? I've spent a lot of time in the system that we've ran in the last few years, and feel really comfortable with that stuff and really like it. Obviously, we're always trying to develop and make little tweaks here and there to get better, and tweak things to make the system comfortable for the guys and really allow them to do what they're good at. So, but I'm very happy and very obviously fortunate, excited for this opportunity. This is the place where I played college football, and you know, when I got into coaching college football as a GA, you kind of work your tail off and try to figure out, you know, the things you could get better at, the things you need to learn, and you know, you just keep working, and the opportunities and stuff that come your way, you never know what they're going to be or when they're going to be, but you just keep working. And when I got into it, my goal was to hopefully get a shot to do this someday here at this university, and so I'm very grateful, very thankful for obviously all the coaches that have mentored me and taught me, and you know, for Coach Harsin, Kurt Absey, and obviously everybody that's given me this opportunity to be in this position.
It's obviously got announced pretty quick. I mean, I think it was actually announced before Marcel was technically announced down there. I mean, was this something that you kind of knew if he ever moved on? Was there any kind of plan in place where you thought this might happen, or how this kind of get done so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, there's always those possibilities, but like I said, with me, I just try to focus on the task at hand, getting better and developing as a coach, so I can obviously keep improving my responsibilities, my players, you know, what they're doing in school and what they're doing on the football field. You know, Coach Harsin's great about open lines of communication and development, and our goals as individual coaches, and obviously you guys have seen that, is guys get opportunities, you know, and guys get opportunities and move on that have done a great job here. And the cool part about being here is it usually opens up opportunities for guys that are currently here in this building to step forward in different roles as well.
Marcel was saying that you were basically his right-hand man and were very involved in a lot of the stuff. I mean, how involved were you with him last year, and how ready do you feel like you are for this?
Well, you know what, I owe a big thanks to Coach Yates. He was awesome to work with and work for, and we worked well together. And you know, he's a back half guy, I'm a front 7 guy, and we would get in the lab, as we called it, and got on the board and looked at film and collaborated on the things that we needed to do, and we worked really well together. We got along great, and I'm obviously excited and happy for him and his new journey and stuff. But you know, going forward now, it's not a one-man show. You know, Coach Caldwell and I have been together for 2 years, and we feel really comfortable about what we're doing in the front 7. And you know, he's got a lot of experience in football now. He's been around doing it, probably as long as I've been alive. So. It's not a one-man deal, and obviously now in the back half we got Ashley Ambrose, who has played football for a long time. He's coached for a while. His knowledge in the secondary is pretty extensive, and even more so on top of that, he's a great person. He's fun to be around, and I think you guys will get the chance to see that when you guys get around him.
Has it been discussed whether you're still going to keep coaching linebackers as the DC, or will you guys try and bring someone in to fill that spot that you've left vacant?
Yeah, you know, we're still working through that process, and we're in the middle of it right now, and really we're trying to find the best fit, you know, in terms of, number one, a person that's going to be able to come in here and fit the mold of, you know, the values that we believe in here at Boise State. Obviously, we're looking for a good teacher, a good mentor, and a guy that can recruit. So we're working through the middle of that process right now, and sorting some things out, but we feel good about where we're at with that.
When was the first time you started thinking that this is where you wanted to end up someday as a coordinator at Boise State?
As soon as I got into it.
Yeah?
Yeah, as soon as I started GAing, and you know, you try to set goals for yourself, so you know, you always want to be working towards something, right? But you set that goal, you set it aside, and then you go to work and you focus on the things you need to get better at, and that's part of the deal right now. Is not only do you know, I look forward to, you know, being a defense coordinator and you know, all the responsibilities that come with that, but even more so is continuing to develop personally, you know, as a mentor, as a teacher. I look forward to that challenge. You know, being around the staffs I've gotten a chance to be around. I've been around some really good coaches, you know, and I just continue to try to work to, learn new things all the time.
Was that the top goal back then, or was there something beyond that? Wanting to be a head coach or anything that was beyond that, or?
That's a whole nother playing field there. That's a whole nother ball game. I love coaching ball. I love being around the players. I love, the X's and O's part of coaching. The recruiting part is competitive, and I like that. I like meeting, student athletes and their families and getting into their homes and seeing the environments they come from and all that stuff. I like the challenge I have right now, and it's going to be a great challenge for me, and that's what I'm focused on.
Given that was your goal way back then, what's this mean to you to attain that and be here now?
Just like anything else, like we tell our guys, hey, here's the beginning of an opportunity. Just like the recruits that are going to sign here, in a week and a half. They've reached a milestone in their life. They've, obviously achieved a goal. But it's just the start of a new opportunity. And now it's, what do you do with that opportunity? How do you go forward from here? And that's really what I'm focused on right now. Is just can't wait to get back here and get with the players, aside from speaking with them on the phone and stuff, and be around them more, and obviously get in there with our coaching staff.
Talking with Coach Yates, he said that he wanted to be, a few years ago, he said he wanted to be a defensive coordinator, and he said that he felt like he had to leave Boise State in order to obtain that goal. He felt like Coach K was the D coordinator, and Bob Gregory might be the second line. If anything, Coach K was going to move on. Yeah. A couple years ago, you made the decision to stay here. At that point in time, did you kind of maybe see that path at all to where you could be a DC here?
You know what? At that point in time, I was extremely excited about coaching the linebackers at Boise State. And that really was what I was excited about. And for me, not only was it, here in Boise, Idaho, where my wife and I love living, and we want to raise our little girl. But I had the advantage too. I was here, so I knew the personnel. I knew the young linebackers we had at that point. And obviously everybody knows it comes down to the guys you have and the players you have. They make you look like a lot better coach. So I had a little bit of the advantage there, in a situation where I knew who the guys were in that room. I've been around them a lot. And really, honestly, I wanted to work with those guys. I wanted to work with Coach Harsin and Coach Yates, and I wanted to be here in Boise, Idaho, and I was fortunate that it worked out.
Is this an opportunity for you to put your kind of stamp on the defense and make it? I mean, I know you said there's a lot of people that will be working with you, but a chance for you to kind of make it your own as well?
It will be ours. And that's really the way I look at it. It'll be ours. It'll be Coach Caldwell's, it'll be Coach Ambrose, and obviously where we go from there. But it's going to be ours. It's going to be our play. It's about our players. We're here to teach them, to mentor them, and guide them. But it's about them. It's their defense. You know what I'm saying? It's them who creates this defense. It's them who creates the mentality. Are we here as leaders? Are we guiding them along the way? Yes, we are. But the way I look at it is that they're going to create who we are.
I know it's very early in the process, but I mean, you look at who you lost off last year's defense, and you're taking over a defense that was top 20 in total defense and points allowed. I mean, what kind of challenge is this for you?
Some big shoes, huh? we lost some really good players, and we have some really good young players that are going to have some big shoes to fill. But I'm excited for them. That's football, especially in the college game. You got guys that graduate or move on or decide to go to the NFL, and it opens up an opportunity for these young kids that I mean, maybe a lot of people haven't seen them play yet, but they're pretty good. They need to develop, just like we need to keep developing overall. We get some really good players back too now. We get some guys in the secondary back that have played a lot of football for us, and that understand and know the system. We obviously get linebackers that have been playing since they were freshmen. So there are enough guys coming back that we feel really good about the leadership and where we could go here forward. And don't get me wrong, now we are very excited about developing the young talent.
You mentioned the recruiting. As a staff, I mean, what kind of challenge is this when you lose both coordinators and a secondary coach, and especially on defense? And I know you can't get specifics, so we saw what happened last night. I mean, how hard is this kind of last 2 weeks here for the challenge you guys face to try to lock in this class?
Yeah, I mean, and this is January, and this is how it ends up in January every year, regardless if you you have a staff change or not. And staff change in college football happens a lot, as we see across the country. So, you know, years when we didn't have staff change, you get some, you lose some. It's part of the game, you know. But most importantly, you got to have plan B ready to roll, maybe plan C. But that's what we are. We've prepared for situations, and you just move forward with them.
I know it's up to the players. Like